Well, hello there, everybody. 'Tis I, Photo Dave. This is Toypixx. Now, real quick before we get started, I wanted to address we've got our man Star in the chat real quick. What's going on, Star? I have family from out of town staying with me for a few days, so I'll be in and out tonight. Star, that is perfectly fine, man. Thanks for checking in anyway. Hey, have the family watch. It's all good times. I think. We'll see. Anyway, tonight, what we're going to be talking about are army builders, troop builders. What are you looking forward to? What are your very favorite ones that you've got? What do you do with them? For me, whenever I think of army builder figures, I think of the one against many type shots. Like you've got, say, Snake Eyes surrounded by a bunch of Cobra Troopers. I was going to call that up. I've got it connected, so I might look for it later. But I took a picture once of Snake Eyes surrounded by Cobra Troopers and one Viper, because that's what I had at the time. And since then, I got rid of all those. I don't think I have a single army builder in my collection right now. So what got me thinking about this is I'm really excited about the Vipers. Now, I did want to bring up one quick order of business here. Make sure I've got the correct thing. La da 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 da. Hey, I have the correct thing. Look at me. Oops. But then I tried to open it incorrectly. That's what I do. This is what I do. You come here for the extreme professionalism. All right, here we go. I will show you this real quick and you'll know what's up. Da, 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 da. For the October photo contests, there is 1 day left for entering. Now, there's the YouTube contest and there's the Patreon contest. The YouTube contest is free. The Patreon contest is the $5 Grande tier. Now, what that does is there's usually a lot more people that go for the YouTube contest, making your chances of winning the Patreon one much better. That's just the math of it, but it costs $5. So you got to figure out what you want to do. You can see on the screen here, the winner of the YouTube contest will get Cobra Commander. The winner of the Patreon contest will get Violent Ken. So you have until tomorrow night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I want to make sure that we get all the West Coasters ready to go, make sure that we're not cheating them at a time, that kind of thing. So I did want to bring this up just so everybody knows what's going on with the contests. Also, something else I want to make sure that I bring up is the fact that when it comes to ordering on Entertainment Earth using the links and all that stuff, it doesn't help you to use the code Toypixx unless you order something in stock. And at that point, it saves you 10%. Now, it helps me, and I'm a greedy putz. It's not really true, but anyway. So if you use the code Toypixx and you're ordering in-stock stuff at Entertainment Earth, you'll get 10% off. That's also $39 plus on the orders right now is free shipping. So I figure that's something that if you see something there that you need, go for it. And if you don't, well, don't spend your money, man. That's good juju. Now, with all that stuff chatted out of the way, let's indeed talk to the chat. Oh, we got Star again. That would be interesting. Oh, the family would love it. They'd be like, oh my gosh, there's so many more of you out there. Sci-Hi. I like it, Sci-Fi George. Thank you, sir. Good to see you. Immediately SHF Stormtroopers. Man, yes. Now, do you have some, or are those something you're looking forward to? Because I know they came out with them way back when, but I also know they're coming out with new ones here shortly. I know MoffX is also making a Stormtrooper, and I'm kind of nervous about what that's going to be. Just because, me being the MoffX guy I am. Ahoy, Wreck Ship. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. We talking army builders. And we're talking to the people. All right, let's see here. Evening, Mr. Matson. Good to see you, sir. Sci-Fi George. I'm gonna have the Joes versus the Hulk. I'll use the Dragonfly and the Hunter Tank from Ramen Toys. Monster Force has a general coming out with a head that looks like General Ross and another Carl Weathers. Yep, I actually that general almost made the thumbnail. He was on there, and then I thought, well, let's put this other Monster Force guy on there first. So we will definitely be talking Monster Force. I think when it comes to good old fashioned generic troops that you can have, generally when you'll get a phone call, like somebody's calling in people to come in and take care of the latest vigilante, whether it's Batman or Punisher or whatever. I think that the figures that we're going to be able to fill our scenes with when we're taking pics are going to come from mostly like Action Force and Monster Force for those kinds of shots. So we'll definitely be talking about those, especially considering you've got generals on the other end of the line. I think that's a really good call. All right, Harry, what's up, man? Da, 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 da. Sorry, GI Joe's in my head now. I've never owned a Jada fig before, so I went ahead and ordered one from BBTS just to check out the quality. Let's see, picked up that Bruce Lee looking guy, Fei Long. Dude, Fei Long is good. I actually need another one. I got one that's in the first run, and in the first run, the way that his what was it? Kind of the way his diaphragm joint worked, it was like it was too tight or stuck or something. But then they fixed it in later runs, so I need to get another Fei Long. But yeah, Fei Long is pretty awesome. They're all really good, Star. Like there's a reason I want to load up on Jada stuff. I love their stuff. Ah, uh, so many buttons, so much movement. Oh man, everybody's saying hi to the people. This is good. This is like family time. We're just hanging out. That's why I'm saying, Star, bring the fam. That'll be hilarious. I love good. I do know what that one's from. Ha ha! Spaded one. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping in. See, if I know them, you'll know, because I'll do impressions. Oh yeah, probably too many to still call myself responsible. Yeah, responsible. That's one of those. I don't know. It's kind of a subjective term. It depends. We're not all responsible on everything all the time, right? That would be boring. Just upgraded my Patreon to Grande tier, good sir. Rexship, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. Oh, can't wait to see those contests. That's going to be good times. See, big haul coming Saturday for Mr. Mats and 10 figures. Raptor, nice. Ferret Driver, Retro Eel, Black Series Captain Rex, Monster Force Dracula, Sabretooth Wolverine 2-pack, the Best Action Dark Leo IDW, Mythic Legions Egyptian God Set. Dude, that is a serious haul. So what do we got here? Hold on, my head. Okay, this is a tiny screen. So one day I'll have a screen. Sorry, guys. Sorry about moving it. One day I'll have a screen where my head doesn't go. Anyway, in the meantime, what do we have there? The ferret and driver. You can't get like it's the ferret and driver, right, Mr. Matson? Like you can't get them separately. Retro eel. I love the eel. Like the eel is always awesome if you add the extra hands. That's why I'm so stoked about the Viper. We get extra hands, and even though when you look at the hands, they're just repainted Cobra Commander hands, they're still good hands for the Viper. So anyway, but yeah, the eel looks awesome. That raptor, I love the look of that raptor. That's what I'm talking about with the classified team being able to just crush it on the redesigns. I wish they could do more of them because that thing's awesome. Let's see, the Captain Rex is something everybody loves. I'm jealous. I need to check out a Monster Force figure, but I'm jealous you got that coming. Sabretooth the Wolverine, Best Action Dark Leo. No, you were the one telling me, I think, that the Best Action line's actually pretty good. I might have to pick something up from that. Now, Mythic Legions, I still haven't gotten something, but I do remember the Egyptian gods looked really cool. Twas a good set. Whoop, 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 whoop. No, I'm just making, I feel like when I do that kind of thing, I need to have like music going on in the background. Got my initial Monster Force figure coming some point soon. The Sleepwalker Heavy Weapons Division. Will maybe get a couple more if I like it enough. Is that the one? Because I think that's the one I want the most, Rex Ship. It's got the kind of the green highlights on the gun. Oh, that thing. When I've seen people talk about that one, I definitely am looking forward to. Speaking of troop builders, hoping for Jada to bring out figs of Max Tack, cops and Maelstrom gang members for cyberpunk edge runners. I shouldn't be shot, Star. You know what's killing me? I saw that entire series and I'm like, Max Tack, Max Tack. My brain died, obviously. You know what they need from edge runners? Okay, Star. Anybody else that's seen edge runners, you guys will know who I'm talking about here. But it was like the crazy guy that just started shooting at everybody. And I think he took out one of the regular like edge runners guy or one of the regular like the cyberpunk team. And then they all went nuts. And that's when David figured out some of his powers, ended up killing the guy. But the guy that was up there just crazy, they totally need to make that guy. That would be fun. Spaded one. Jada Fei Long is the figure that got me to buy something other than NECA TMNT. That figure may as well be named Gateway Drug. That's a good name for Fei Long. He's awesome. And I think he's awesome still, and I got one from the first run. Harry, don't want to brag, but hitting the Twin Cities for Toy Run, then Minnesota Toy Poses swap on Sunday. Toy Posse swap on Sunday. Nice, Harry. That's okay. That's okay. A little bragging for fun like that, I'll allow it. That's good stuff. Star, this is why I come here. Guests are nice, but I mostly enjoy just hanging out talking figs with you guys. Star, I am happy to see you in here. It's always welcome to have people that love to come in and just chat figures. See, Cobra Commander and Cobra versus Captain America and Shield. Oh, that would be a sweet shot. In my head, like what I've been messing with for a shot down the road somewhere is Captain America leading the Joes into battle, but having them going against like a bunch of Vipers or a bunch of Cobra Troopers or anything. Oh, that's a lot more interesting. Ooh, I like it, Sci-Fi George. Now, is that what you're doing with your stuff right now? Like Shield versus Cobra is a cool call too. I've been waiting on that Captain Rex for 5 years. They finally re-released him. I had him on pre-order the last time they teased a re-release and ended up pulling it. And then I thought, nah, I'm done. Let's see, Red Skull and Hydra versus G.I. Joe. Yeah, that would be pretty good too. Star, that's the one that got me. Yep. I'm telling you, man. And I'm going to do a thing, I think later this year. I'm working to catch up on my Jada stuff right now. I haven't made any videos about it, but we'll work on that. I might be able to get to some more or a lot more videos sometime soon. I do like the best action IDW turtles only. Well, that's what, yeah, sorry. You were talking about the IDW guys specifically. I remember I've seen reviews of like the original ones, and it just looked like they were falling apart in people's hands. Nobody wants that. I've also been waiting on an awesome saber tooth for a long time. Yep. And that saber tooth definitely looks the part. Let's see. I am excited to get my first Monster Force figure. He's going to be rad. I want to know how that Dracula is because right now I've got two Draculas I'm going to end up with because of Jada. And that might be a third one because nothing I've seen about the Monster Force line has said they're bad figures. Can't figure out why SHF Star Wars hasn't given us any Rebel Endor troopers or troopers from the ships yet. Star, I'd be willing to bet they're just not. Every company right now, I think, is trying to get to a point where they're just making surefire hits or as surefire as they can if they have IP. Stormtroopers are surefire hits. Endor troopers, all that. Like, I just saw a thing Preternia posted today that Amazon has Endor Troopers. By the way, if anybody wants some Endor Troopers from Black Series, Preternia posted that they were like 11 something on Amazon today. So I think that might be why some of these companies aren't going more for those, is because those just aren't the hits that Stormtroopers are. Hello, Ghost Tab. What's up, man? Thank you for stopping in. Da, 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 da. Jake, what? Is that the guy that was killed, or was that the crazy guy? I can't remember. Dracula and Delta Trooper versus Blade and Bloodstorm. Oh, how does, you know what? Yeah, I mean, Dracula versus Blade would basically be the thing. Like, that's, yeah. Put the others in there, that's adorable. But Dracula versus Blade is what you want to see. I don't think, was it the, that wasn't the opening, was it? Wasn't it a couple episodes in? Because we got to know, wasn't the guy that was killed, wasn't he Rebecca's brother? I'm trying to remember. It's been a while. Or do you mean the cyber psycho that was, yep. That's the one. That's the one I was talking about. That's the one, Star. They need to make that guy just because he was crazy. These are all things I have mapped out to do. Sci-Fi George, I like the cut of your jib, sir. That's a good, I like the way you're thinking. Like, especially, I was thinking Cap leading G.I. Joe. Cap leading G.I. Joe against Cobra Commander and Cobra would be awesome. See, hear me out. Jada Toys, Chuck Norris, Karate Commandos. See, that's the thing, Spaded One. Jada Toys should just make all the things, unless Mafex has the opportunity. But then Jada Toys, it should be like this. Mafex should make all the things, and Jada Toys could make cheaper versions of all the things. And then we'd all be satisfied. We could get like the Mafex, like the main characters we want, and then like the troop builders could all come from Jada. And there you go, done. That would be amazing. This is my sick head operating right now. Ghost have Figuart start most of their lines with their heavy hitters. If they are low tier, they go to premium Bandai. Ah, that makes sense. So you're saying if they get like a, they do say do a Rebel Trooper of any kind, that one's probably going on premium Bandai. And that does make all kinds of sense. Star, I'm thinking that Jada's Edge Runners might be enough to steer me away from 3-0 Transformers and focus on Jada. Save some much needed funds. I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, it depends on how often this stuff comes out. Like, people will argue, well, they don't really argue because I think they know by now. But if you bought every Mafex for a year, you're spending probably, what was the, I'm trying to remember the total I came up with, but they release two a month, usually, sometimes three. So let's just say 2.5. 2.5 times 12 is 30, right? 2.5 times 12 is 30. So it's basically 30 times 80, 30 times 90. So you're looking at between $2,400 and $2,700 if you got all the Mafex figures that they release, right? If you got all the Marvel Legends figures that they release, you're looking probably at an average of 30 times 150, which is 4,500. So it's actually cheaper to collect Mafex, even though they're way pricier figures, than to go all in on Marvel Legends. So sometimes I have to think like that when it comes to what you're saying, because if I want all the Jada, I think they've made 30 some figures, 30 some at 25 bucks is going to be what, like 750 on the low end. And then how often do those things come out? Do the Transformers you're talking about come out? So there's all kinds of crazy math. But it depends on how bad you want to be a completionist too. It sounds like with you and me, we tend to have those tendencies. Rick, what's up, man? Thank you for stopping by. We'll get into finding some pictures of some of these guys here shortly. Nolan, what's up, man? Thank you for stopping in. We're having some fun now. It's starting to get crazy. Starting to get crazy in here. Rick, yep, Pilar was Rebecca's brother. Really pissed her off since, let's see, she wanted to be the one to kill him. That's why I like Rebecca. She's crazy. She's like the actual Harley Quinn of edge runners. Tragic, what's going on, man? Thank you for stopping in, sir. It is always massively appreciated. Good to see you. Ah, now we're cooking with gas, folks. The people are coming. We're having fun. All right, let's see here. I did a shot with Cap and the Joes fighting Cobra and Hydra. Oh, that's a good one too. Would Serpent Society versus Hydra be two? Let's see, two who? Ozolene? I got nothing there. I don't know. Okay, here we go. Why don't we? I'll keep coming back to the chat, guys, but why don't I jump over into, because this is who's got the majority of them. I'm going to jump into Big Bad, and we're going to first go into Monster Force, just because we've talked a little bit more about those. And they do have, obviously, BBTS has an exclusive since they're the ones that are helping do this whole thing. So let's head into here, since they're the ones helping to fund it and getting it going, exclusive stuff, all that. The Operation Monster Force Nightshade Unit Delta Red 112 scale BBTS 25th anniversary exclusive action figure from Big Bad Workshop and Fresh Monkey Fiction from Operation Monster Force. So here's another troop builder. He has more, that's kind of more of the classic troop builder colors too, but he's Operation Monster Force, so he's got kind of the freaky vampire head, but he's also got the helmet, so you can kind of get away with him doing all kinds of other things. Like he could be a good generic trooper. Yeah, look at that. Oh, wait a sec. Look at this. I didn't notice that. That's a regular face too. He could be, oh, this could be a really good troop builder. Hold on. Let me, oh, yep, there it is. The one I zoomed right past. There you go, ladies and gents. We already have just this sweet, sweet troop builder. This is good stuff. All right, let's see here. Whoo. Okay. I just skipped past a lot of highs. Sorry, guys, but it's always cool to see everybody greeting each other in the chat. I recently stumbled into the Gunpla hobby. P. Bandai sounds like an absolute nightmare to deal with. Do they do the Gundam too? Like, I mean, obviously, I know that Bandai is Gundam, but do they end up with, like, does P. Bandai end up with Gundam? I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense they would. I don't know what I'm thinking here. I have not gotten into, I've never had to order anything from Premium Bandai, so I don't know how much of a pain it is. I know they're doing a Goku that is based off the creator's artwork, like the little like kid Goku. And what's the guy's name? Is it Toriyama, guys? Help me out, because I need to learn my Dragon Ball, obviously. But when he was, it was early drawings, I guess, of Kid Goku, and they're actually making a figure of it. But from what I understand, he's going to be difficult to get. And I'm like, no, that can't be right. We can't do that. Right. The Toy Odyssey. What's up, folks? Looking forward to troop building that new retro carded Cobra Viper. Same here, Toy Odyssey. That thing, I don't usually do this. I usually am more careful. I try to be responsible. Second that thing went up, I pre-ordered 4 of them. Because again, I have no troop builders. I need to get more stuff. But yeah, that thing, I can't wait for that to show up. I generally don't army build, but if there's something that makes sense to have in multiples, I'd consider it. For example, I just got 2 Master Force, Master Verse Horde Troopers. Price was right. Very nice, Brick. Very nice. I get that too, especially when the price is right. The reason the price is wrong. Sorry. Anyway, um, the reason that I like troop building so much, and if any of you saw kind of what I had said on X or any of the social media platforms, it's basically that you can do the one versus many shot. That's just a lot of fun. Like basically just setting up, I think my example, because I have a shot of it, is Snake Eyes versus a bunch of Cobra Troopers. Or now, from what we've been hearing from you guys, we could have Captain America versus a ton of Cobra Troopers, or just like Batman versus a bunch of regular looking military guys because people decide, oh, we got to get rid of Batman out of our city, that kind of thing. So it's just really, I'm not crazy with the troop building, or at least, I mean, right now I don't have any, like I've said. But the idea is to get enough so you can get really cool shots, at least for me. And I mean, I base a lot of what I do with photography or with figures on photography. So that's why I get so geeked about troop builders. Mofex Jubilee is out for pre-order. Thoughts? I will have her. That is my thought. That's basically it, Ghost Tab. Jubilee is a necessity for me. I've gotten all the X-Men so far, at least as far as the 90s versions are concerned, and I don't plan to stop. They need to get me a beast, and then we've got the blue team done. The High Evolutionary leading an army of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figures versus the Fantastic Four. That's kind of perfect, Sci-Fi George. Oh, Brick, did you hear that? That's kind of perfect. All right, let's see here. On a side note, Dave, you have to read Rook Exodus. Such an amazing read. What is Rook Exodus? I should know these things. Or not. I need to order my bad nerd shirt. I actually need to design it first, then order it. Let's see, if I was a Joe collector, I'd totally get multiples of a bunch of Cobra troops. Yeah. The trooper's actually my favorite design. It's just you guys know me. They don't come with extra hands. Like the Cobra Trooper, the first one they made was one of my very favorite figures they've done. Let's see. All right, Ghost Tab. Let me try this again. Oh, nah, that's not at all. Not at all. I'd go with all of it. I'd mix it all up. I'm starting to consider room for display as well as durability more often now. 3 zeros are beautiful, but getting tired of feeling like walking on eggshells around them. More fragile than not. I do get that, Star. And if you want your 3-0 fix, there's those MDLX figures I've talked about. my thing with the MDLX aside, I might break this rule for Sunstorm and Acid Storm, but my thing with MDLX is I'm just getting the G1 versions. I'm not going to go outside of that and get the other repaints. That way my brain can handle it and I'm okay. Let's see. Yep, she's a must. Nolan, doing good. Thanks. Thanks. Sorry, guys. All right, so we've got this one here. And let's keep going. This one surprised me, actually. I hadn't looked at it enough to notice it had that third head. So here we've got the Sleepwalker Aerial Assault Trooper. And we'll just, since we're doing this anyway, we might as well see if any of these catch your eyes, ladies and gents. Yeah, see, this one has a lot of what we were talking about earlier. I believe it was, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Was it Wreck Ship? I don't know. With the green pieces here. Like, this isn't the one we were talking about, though. But, yeah, I do love the look of this. This, I don't know, like I like to study World War II, and just this little red band gives me this, oh, these things are evil kind of look or kind of thinking, you know? And then you see all this steampunkish stuff. This is just, I just like the look of this stuff. I don't know that that figure would make it into my stuff so much, though, I have to say. Dr. Caligari obviously should. Let's see. But we're just gonna keep going. We're just looking at, oh yeah, the Invisible Man guy. We're just looking at troop builders tonight. This one I'm curious about, and I'll go back to the chat here in a sec. The Apophis Legion, or Apophis Legion, however you pronounce it. This thing is grotesque. And if you like your zombie soldiers, I think it's kind of perfect. Oh, I didn't notice they'd taken other pictures of it. Not only that, but is it wearing gloves? Let's see here. Yeah, it's got gloves going on, so you could pop a different head on it too and make it a regular soldier. Oh boy, okay, where am I? Here we go. Rick Ross has the grunts. You can get a bunch and make them green shirts. Oh, I did not know that. Oops. Rick, yeah, something like that makes sense to me, Matthew. But yeah, not a Joe collector. Whew. Yeah, we'll get into some Animal Warriors of the Kingdom here in a little bit. I didn't want to just put that Chunari on the thumbnail for no reason. Wreck ship, it's definitely a Steel Corps Commander homage. Is that the first one that I looked at there, Wreck ship? I really dig this line, especially Wave 2 and beyond. Not something I can get into though. Yeah, for me, I don't know. We're gonna see. There might be big things happening for Toypixx relatively soon, but I'm not 100%. Knee-jerk reaction. I pre-ordered this guy as soon as I saw him. Canceled moments later since my funds need to be dedicated to Jada Edge runners. This figure still looks awesome. What's the price on those, Star? Was it 30 to 40, something like that, or 35 or 40 bucks? I can't remember what June said, but I know he said it. Wreck ship, agreed, Brick. I'll only be able to cherry pick the line. Yep. Yeah, and I want to stay focused on my main lines, but I'm looking at these because I can go outside of them when it comes to army building. Because army building, they're just generic, basically Toriyama. Thank you, Brick. I wanted to make sure I was right there. But yeah, these are basically, they're just generic. They can go with most anything except mostly Star Wars, I suppose. Ghost Tab, anything Bandai exclusive and some Bandai adjacent can be in premium Bandai. It's not just exclusives. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you, Ghost Tab. I appreciate it. It's probably good that I'm not into any real Bandai lines just yet, but I'm sure I'll get there. Yeah, they do. They'll do things like put out a highly anticipated new Gundam and then put the accessory set on premium Bandai exclusive and tons of exclusive sets and products. Well, that's not nice, but it's how companies roll these days, sadly. Let's see. Mr. McDysentery, Batman would be weird to troop build for. How many troop builders exist in McFarlane scale? See, that's the thing though. I have my Mothex. So I would troop build using Monster Force or Action Force and go after Batman that way. Or maybe we go Justice League style from the Bruce Timm animated series and the whole JLA is on the run. And then we just load up on Hawk people. No, I'm just all over the place. Gotcha. Love a good one versus many shot, like the classic Frank Miller take on Wolverine versus Hand Ninjas. Yes, sir. And I think D Amazing has done some videos where he's showing setups of how he's got the one versus many kind of thing. And they're pretty amazing the way he sets them up. Toy Odyssey. Rook Exodus is a story from that new comic company, Ghost Machine. Google them. They are awesome. Toy Odyssey, I appreciate it. I will check it out. I will at least Google them. I've got to I got to figure out my time better. I was doing really sweet responding to everyone on Twitter. I've been terrible at that this week. Unless you can do multiple looks with a figure, I don't get multiples. I get that, Nolan. That's why just extra hands excite me so much. I can have like the Vipers, they have a pointing finger. So now I can have like a lead Viper. Brick something. I was just thinking you could get a bunch of soldiers for cheap that way. Yeah, Ross is all right that way. Maybe, oh man, maybe you do kind of Planet of the Apes style where there's still people that are in some soldier type stuff and they're going after the Chunari. I went to a kitchen tile store in Flushing, Queens, and they had a 3-0 display of most Bayformers. Really? They got my business that day. Nice. A kitchen tile store with a bunch of Transformers. That's awesome. They might have gotten my business too. Mr. Madsen, Nolan with Monster Force, you can get so many different versions with all the accessories. He is absolutely right. I think it was either, I can't remember who all I've seen talk about these. I know I've seen Robo and Anthony's Customs, and both of them are pretty much blown away with all the ways you can set them up. Miss Cogsmith, what's going on? Ahoy, fellow toy photo fanatics. What's going on with you, Miss Cogsmith? Thank you for stopping in. Do the NECA Ben Cooper kids count as troop builders? It depends. Has anybody made like the Justice League babies or anything yet? That would be fun. That'd be a good shot. Nobody would think we were weird at all when we had figures fighting kids. I mean, any weirder than they think we are anyway. Let's see. Nolan, that's awesome, Matthew. Definitely going to have to look into them. Yeah. Check out the reviews that I think I remember seeing Robo and Anthony's Customs. Check out those reviews on those things. It's ridiculous. Like the options are crazy. Da, 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 da. Woo. No, I've got to get the Order of the Crimson Moon when they come. Yes, we'll look at those too. Fresh Monkey Fiction is doing some insane troop builders. Like they're nuts how good those things look. See, this line looks gorgeous. Unfortunately, too many too fast. Star, they've got what was it, guys? They started out with the 2 exclusives, and then they've got 8. And I think of those 8, at least in the first series, of those 8, 3 are named characters, and the rest are troop builders. Is that right? Because you've got the Forgotten One or the Forgotten King, whatever. You've got Dracula, and you've got Declan Van Helsing. So there's 3 that aren't. It's not too bad. But then the other 5, I'm sure, are troop builders. So yeah, I see what you're saying. Fortunately, most of these are still on pre-order. Not that I want to feed anybody's habits here, but I totally want to feed everybody's habits. Okay. Office Legion, more of that. This stuff, I was like, okay, if I can't get a Cobra Trooper, maybe I can get something like this. And that would be fine, except that would be more like a Dr. Mindbender Cobra Trooper because of how freaky those faces are. But yeah, I think this stuff looks good. And I think they're gonna be great for photos, guys. Like truly, there's like I said, no one has said anything bad about these Monster Force figures. So if you're into the photos, if that's one of the main reasons you collect, I think these are a good value just because of what I've seen on them. And I'm saying that secondhand because it's just based on what I've seen about them. So take that with a grain of salt, but check out those reviews and see what you think. Now here is a Monster Force Season 2 Phantom Core Special Op guy. Now, obviously, that thing can be just your generic trooper that goes after anybody you need him to go after. You can have maybe the military turns on Captain America, or maybe Captain America leads the military, and you've got all these guys behind him or gunning for him. So it's just a fun line, and we'll try and move a little faster here because I don't want to see. There's this secret agent guy. Now we've talked about all these before. It's got the alien head, so if you want to make like alien secret agent guys, you'd be good to go there as well. And then there's also a set to give them a bunch of different heads. I don't know where that set is. If I come across it, I'll click on it for you. Delta Red Urban Operations Trooper. This one I actually think would be cool as like a Cobra heavy gunner kind of thing because he's got that helmet so you can't see his head so much. You see his mouth a little bit when the visor's up. But otherwise, you've just got a straight up vampire, which could work for most anything as well. But yeah, actually, no, look at that. I was thinking visor up. I was thinking this was the same head. You pop this head on, and you've just got a straight up Cobra heavy infantry guy. So he works well. At least that's where my head goes when I see it. Here's the general you guys were talking about. And this one's almost an army builder because there's 4 different heads. If you want a room full of generals, you're going to need 4 General Browns. We're all sick in the head like that, right? Like it's not just me sitting here thinking, 4 generals would be awesome. I wouldn't be surprised, of course, if it were just me. The Obsidian Elite, trying to fly here. I'm sure, like we've talked about all these before, but I think it's nice to get a little bit of a reminder. See, here we go with something that looks very evil. So that would be fun to get. These are almost like these steampunk looking guys. You could almost do them with, if anybody has the Mezco Gotham by Gaslight figure, I think those would look pretty cool with them. I mean, I'd probably end up with some of them anyway, but yeah, that would be sweet. What's the one? I want to find the one that we were talking about earlier. Heavy weapons. I think this is the one that was brought up. Yeah, this is the one I want to load up on if I'm going to load up on any Monster Force ones. They don't show what this one. Definitely check out Robo's. I remember Robo talked about this guy, but see all these weapons here? They added so much paint to this thing. It looks incredible. This is the one that I definitely want. So if you can find the review that's talking about this dude. This is the Sleepwalker Heavy Weapons Division 112 scale action figure. So yeah, and I think whoever I'm talking about, I think it was Robo, did basically 3 of those in the same video because they're just repaints of each other. So check that out. And then after that, there's other stuff to see, but let me see if I can find, here we go. That's that secret agent that I showed you earlier. These are all the different heads that you can get for it, a bunch of different hands, all the things. So you can have a bunch of secret agents as well. Maybe pop Chuckles' head on top of one of those. Anyway, that's what we got for Monster Force. And let me find something that I can leave it on so it's a much more fun image. What is this? Okay, Bandai Spirits made it into Monster Force. That's all right. Probably okay. Let's see. Oh, here we go. We'll leave it here because this is kind of their werewolf that's based on the Veteran William figure. All right, now let's see if I can keep up with the chat. That's been a challenge the last couple times, guys. I appreciate that. David is 45 while Lucy is 30. Got it, Star. I appreciate it. Ah, shrink you fiend. Okay, here we go. It was being bad. The computer was hating on me. Anton, what's going on, man? Thank you for stopping in. Mecha Predators and Aliens versus G.I. Joe. That's just unfair. You know G.I. Joe loses that battle every time. I mean, they'd have to use their brains in a huge way in order to just not get acid blood all over them. June said, depending on sales, he's anxious to do a character like Atom Smasher. Ooh, someone told me I'm gonna need therapy. Man, I hope Cyberpunk does okay. I think those figures look amazing, and I did enjoy the anime. For Figuarts Common Rider, they sell the MC initial armor in regular retailer, and every advanced armor will be premium Bandai after. Got it, Ghost Tab. I appreciate it. Wow. Okay, so I need to be paying a little more attention to that. See, oh, I keep getting in my own way. I have many Cybermen, and I want to build an army of them. Ah, I'm telling you, armies are just too much fun, especially with the photos. Late November/December, Valaverse is coming out with 2 hand packs and 1 head pack. Awesome. I remember I saw the announcements for those. I didn't know that it was that soon though. That's sweet, especially the hand pack, because you know me. Got sushi ordered for my coworkers and I today. Oh, Miss Cogsmith, I'm a little jealous. Sushi sounds good. I've got I've had this thing for fries lately. Like for whatever reason, I want fries all the time. And not just any fries, they have to be McDonald's fries. Fresh, ideally. But sushi also sounds amazing. It's been a while since I've had that. Imagine Bandai sells Batman Begins figure everywhere, then only sells Dark Knight and the rest of the cast costumes on Premium Bandai. That's Bandai for US or for us. Yeah, maybe I better be careful about getting too into those lines, shouldn't I? Just watch out. Don't get too crazy. Get a pic of that new Marvel Legends Deadpool going tooth and nail with a pack of costume children. Spaded one, that probably is the one thing that could work. That like nobody would freak out because they'd be like, oh, it's just Deadpool. Who cares? No, check out a Punk with Toys reviews of them. He did all the Monster Force line this week. Really? Okay. I did not know that. Miss Cogsmith, Crimson Moon. I have all of them pre-ordered. Clearly, okay, Crimson Moon is obviously going to need to be the next thing that we check out here. Oh, that Black Force guy is cool too. Yeah, it's all too good. That's the problem. Still waiting to see the ideal pace of release for the line. Flame Toys is a bit too slow, maybe 2 a year. Others are too fast, double-digit numbers per year. Not sure if the ideal even exists. I think if you get in on the ground floor. So if I had started when Jada first started making figures, it's not too crazy. I think Jada, they're a little slow, but they've got enough figures now where if I try to catch up on everything, then it'll feel like a quicker pace. So so there you go, Star. If you and I are kind of on the same Jada train, that's kind of, just get whatever. And none of them have really gone crazy in price. Needless Things is also reviewing Monster Force this week and next. I don't know if I've seen Needless Things. I have seen a Punk with Toys. I'll have to check them out. I am excited to hear more about the Space Zombies from Mars line that's on its way. They look phenomenal. I don't know if I've heard of them either. Good Lord, guys. I am way behind. I never thought using the NECA Costume Kids line and have them fight Deadpool. Great idea. And you got to have them, in order to make it work, they've got to be beating the crap out of Deadpool. Like Deadpool has to be losing badly. See, McDonald's cheeseburgers, please. Oh, Anton, when I was in high school, I was doing a play, and I would go. There was a McDonald's by the house, between, well, not between. It was near the house, and then I would drive back to school. So I basically, you'd have rehearsal after school. So I'd leave school, I'd go to that McDonald's, and at the time they were dollar double cheeseburgers. And I'd buy 3 double cheeseburgers, wolf them down, and head back to school for the rehearsal. I miss eating those double cheeseburgers like that. You can't get them for $1 anymore, so it's a little tricky. But man, the double cheeseburgers for me was where it was at. Now, the cheeseburgers themselves, if you get the right combination of pickle and ketchup, fantastic. Ah, food chat. Okay, let's go find the Order of the Crimson Moon. We probably should just type Fresh Monkey Fiction straight up. All right, here we go. The Noir Elite Guard. He's adorable. He doesn't look angry at all. That is really cool. What did you guys told me before what these were based on. Were these based on like, what was it? Palatoy designs, I think somebody said. And then we've got the Exterminator, ooh, deluxe. And with a name like Exterminator, how can you go wrong? Oh, Exterminator comes with tons of stuff. Smoke effects, blast effects. Oh, yeah. Exterminator looks really cool. Yeah, and I've always liked the color red. My problem is if I get monster stuff, that kind of opens a rabbit hole for me. Like I can get a Monster Force character with a helmet on that doesn't make it look like a monster and be okay. This though, I mean, I guess you could technically do that with this. Man, that is one gnarly face. That zombie portrait's amazing. Sorry, hang on. I just said that zombie portrait's amazing, then I got right out of there. It's on the upper left here. I wonder if I can zoom in. Nope. No zooming in on this. But yeah, upper left, that zombie portrait is sweet. Okay. Order of the Crimson Moon, Iron Moon. Let's see, Major Noir, Wolfsbane. I keep looking for troop builders, obviously. But this one we need to see because we need that head so that somebody can just cast it and give us a Cobra Commander head. Although I think a lot of people have done that already. So maybe not. Maybe I just need to go back and find a real Cobra Commander head. Although you could make a red Cobra Commander out of this. That'd be pretty cool. And I love the cloak. That makes this dude just extra freaky. All right, good old-fashioned Crimson Moon Trooper. Okay, he doesn't come quite stacked with as much stuff, but you could load up with him and or load up on him, and he has that mask, so I could totally fake it. Maybe what I have here is my new Crimson Guard. Maybe don't think of him as Crimson Moon unless I do decide to think of him as Crimson Moon. Oh man, it's all about the army builders. Which ones do we get? Ghost have, I miss when McDonald's used real food for their burgers. I think I never assumed that any fast food place uses real food for anything. No, I can't get them for $1 anymore, but I remember they used to have the associated with Batman for Batman Forever, or they were associated with Batman for Batman Forever. You know, funny story that not really a story. I have one of those Batman Forever cups right here. And was it McDonald's or was it? Yep, it was McDonald's. You're right. For some reason, I was thinking it was Burger King, but right under, and I can't tip it back too much. It's got water in it. But yeah, I see the M right under the cup. Good thing you brought that up. I had that out so I could say, look, guys, I still have this. Anyone remember when you could get a bag of dozen tacos at Taco Bell for something like $1 or $2? I miss those days. I was never a big Taco Bell guy, but I do think our family did that. I don't remember though that they were that price, but I know they were a lot cheaper than they are today. Isn't that the same zombie portrait that's on the other figure as well? I don't know. Hold on, let me head back because you're right. There was another zombie portrait going on with one of those other guys. Was it the? There were two of them, or were there three? Did I skip one? Who knows? Let's see. The Noir Elite Guard. Okay, he did not have a zombie portrait. Ba, 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 ba. This guy did not have a zombie portrait. So it's going to have to be this one. Maybe I just didn't. If he does have it, maybe I just didn't know. Oh, there you go. Or no, this is the one I just saw, I think. That's the one that, yeah. Unless, hold on. I love, nope, it was just that one dude that had the zombie portrait. Let me head back there real quick, just so you know. It was the Crimson Moon Legionnaire. I say that, and now I gotta click it to make sure. Yep. Order of the Crimson Moon Legionnaire has the zombie portrait. And look at that. That's a zombie wolf, too. I didn't notice that the first time I was looking at it. Zombie wolf hands. Ooh, this character is kind of freaky. That's cool. All right, time to catch up with you guys in the chat here. Yes, they had Riddler, Toothpaste, Batman, or Two Face. They had one of Batman's new villains, Toothpaste. That would be bad. He'd kill him with minty freshness. And then they have Batman the Animated Series right afterwards. I don't remember that, but that doesn't surprise me. That was a crazy hot cartoon. I remember when you could get 20 White Castle sliders for like 14 bucks. I miss being drunk late at night. The Harold and Kumar days. Yep. I've seen McDonald's burgers go more than a month without rotting. When the natural processes of decay aren't interested in it, that should tell us something about what we're putting into our bodies. This is true, Star. This is very true. I don't do so much fast food anymore, partially because of that. But I would still go, like I would probably, there's a fly here. I'm not somebody that just tries to kill insects or anything. I might murder that fry for some McDonald's fries or fly. I wouldn't. That would be bad. That wouldn't be very Buddha of me. I'm not Buddhist, but I say that all the time to people. Alrighty. Yes, food talk. It always makes me happy. So yeah, we've got these guys that are just awesome. Like these are awesome too. I totally forgot about them. I don't know why. But yeah, there's your Order of the Crimson Moon. We talked about Monster Force. I want to go to Valaverse on here because these are the kinds of figures, the ones that are more realistic that I tend to think of for my troop building. On the other hand, I'm not into the Arctic thing so much, so I might not go nuts with this. Who all who all is watching this? Like, what is the purpose for you for army building right now? Is it like me where you just want to get a bunch of like one against many photos? Is it more that you want to just display massive armies? Because I've seen displays with massive armies that are incredible. Or is it maybe a little combination of both? Just curious as I'm going through all these things. And I'm just showing kind of options of what we can do army building wise. There are so many, and they're all so good. It's a problem. It is a problem. Desert Steel Brigade, if you're into like the desert figures. My thing is, I think I'm more into city type figures, but I might be tempted to go more desert style a little bit. Blowback here. Deluxe Sniper. Now, he's not an actual army builder, but You could definitely use this stuff for an army builder. Just pop a different head on there and you're good to go. That's one nice thing about Action Force and Monster Force is all the modularity with both of them. And this, I still haven't ordered a Praetorian, and I want a few of these. I don't know what it is. And I know you guys talked about some the ones that are exclusive. They have like green or teal. I think this is just a better look. So yeah, I'm fortunate that I like the normal one instead of the exclusive right now, I guess. Ghost have, see, I do army building to accentuate the leaders, so it's to focus on a figure with different colors. That's a good call, Ghost have. I like that. So, like, if you've got a, say, a blue Cobra commander, then you load up on some red Crimson Guards, and that makes them pop a little bit. Is that kind of what you're talking about? That's just an example. Obviously, I'm sure you've got your own stuff. For whatever reason, whenever I'm talking troop builders, I just automatically go to GI Joe. Probably because I grew up wanting troops of those and stormtroopers and all that stuff. Zombie Wolfman's got Nardi and the mange. Yep, yep. He's looking rough. Okay, obviously Vanguards. We've got more head packs. We've got Swarm, Tracer. If anybody sees these, and I don't know, like, what are the do you guys, so the way I'm thinking of structuring my collection right now, I mean, who knows how it evolves? I mean, it's evolved a ton in just the last couple years. But right now, where my brain is going is I want to focus on 5 lines, which isn't much of a focus. I guess it's more so the MDLX line, the Transformers line. I want to focus on NECA's Mirage Turtles. I want to focus on Mafex. I want to focus on Jada, and then pick and choose in GI Joe, like the ones with extra hands, and sometimes that doesn't even get it done. So those lines I want to focus on, and then outside of those lines, I want to add troop builders, and so that's what has me looking at this stuff, saying, "Man, I need some really good troop builders." So what are you guys thinking? Like, how are you structuring your collectors or your collections? And how exactly are troop builders fitting into those collections, I guess? Or am I just thinking way more about this than anybody else in the world? Because I wouldn't put that past me either. I'm sick like that. Another snow character. Now, I can't, even though I'm not the biggest fan of just the snowy look, I know a lot of other people really dig it. So this one does come with a lot of accessories, and you can get a snow gear pack too. So you can make them look even crazier. Now, this one, this is my kind of figure. I do need to get some of these. Like, I would love to get some of these and a gray Vanguard. And who knows, maybe. But I love this look, and I might even decide maybe I can turn one of these into a Firefly just because they haven't made a Firefly yet that has the extra hands. Yes, I know I'm sick and I'm a broken record, but you know me. Extra hands, ladies and gents. This is the way. Woo! Anton, yes, I think that's basically what I want. Just a bunch of army guys that I can put together. Remember the old days when you begged your mom to get a bunch of bad guys to take on an army of good guys? I'm trying to think if I did that. I probably did. Or it was either that, or I thought, man, it would be awesome to have a bunch of these Cobras or a bunch of these Stormtroopers. I don't know that it ever registered in my brain to ask for more than one, but I don't know. Like, it did register in my brain that it would have been awesome to get them, but I don't know that I ever asked for more than one. Like now, I will say, like, the family likes to hook me up for Christmas. They're like, "Hey, we want to get you figures and all that stuff," which is fantastic. It's awesome. I highly appreciate it. So now I will say, "Hey, I want this, and I'll take as many of them as you want to get me." So now I have made up for the fact that I honestly don't know that I did that as a kid. but as an adult, yeah, give me multiples of all these. Ghost tab, exactly. Use a lot of red to focus on a blue figure in the middle. Okay, okay, cool. And the red and blue is perfect. They're practically opposites. Let's see, for me, it's both one versus many and just all out war. Oh, so just a massive, oh man. You know what would be sweet is like an infinity, like a endgame style shot with just all the Avengers rushing all the aliens that Thanos brings down. What were those? The Chitauri? Not the Chitauri, the Chitari. Yes, we are still going to get into AWOC. But anyway, yeah, like get a bunch of just this massive army. Maybe that's it, a massive army going against a bunch of zombies. So you get like a huge army of maybe the Action Force guys going against all the Monster Force guys. Man, the brain can just mess with us like mad. Star. For me, I think it's the mentality of keeping true to the idea. These figs are portrayed in media as many. So staying true to form, I have many. It's a psychosis that's not going away soon. Ah, Star. I think you and I, it's possible we need to join the same support group. I think you and I collect a lot of the same way. I pre-ordered the Praetorian figure because the armors, let's see, like it can be modified to look like a Moval armor from Irregular in Magic High School anime. Wow, that's a lot of stuff I don't know, but if it can be modified to look like something else, that can't be a bad thing. Ghost tab looks. Wait a sec. Let me see. Now I'll go back. See. Looks like it can be modified. Or okay, okay, got it. See, typing in cell phones is hard. It is. Speaking into them is a trick too. Siri hates me. Ross and Ollie's have been a big help in troop building. I've got urban commandos and multiple Joe Shockwave SWAT teams versus Punisher. Nice. I did. Oh, yeah. SWAT versus the Punisher is kind of perfect. SWAT versus Batman's kind of perfect too. That's a great call. Nice job, Sci Fi George. I didn't even think of that. We already discussed doing a Marvel Civil War diorama before NECA, Sesame Street, and Muppet Army. Yeah. Yeah, but you can't army build NECA. Like, I mean, not NECA, but Sesame Street and all them. I don't know. Ooh. Yeah, now there's so much. It's all crazy. The Elite Praetorian is awesome. Translucent green. He's my new Joe Android. That's cool. That is, I do like that use of them. That sounds like a great call. Ghost Tab, Ross and Ollie's have been a big help in finding all Star Wars figures in a single place. Poor Star Wars. Oh, I want Star Wars to just get healthy again. When I was a kid, it was just so much fun just to take a group of green army men and have them battle dinosaurs. I think I had little green army men. I'm trying to think. I'm not sure I had much in the way of dinosaurs. Basically, I think my dinosaurs was Slag the Dinobot. But I must have had some because I was big. Like I had a big dinosaur dictionary and everything. Like I was big into dinosaurs. That's something else, guys. Oh, we need to go back. We need to load up on the Amber collection. Go back to eBay, go to Amazon, go wherever we got to go and load up on Amber collection dinosaurs. Then have them go after your heroes. Oh, man, stupid brain. This is awesome therapy. Hi, I'm Anton. Yes, I collect too many multiple things, comics and many other things. I don't know that this is great therapy, Anton. I think we're all just basically enabling each other. Although maybe that's great therapy too, in a way. All right, so we've checked out a lot of what Valiverse has going for it. Obviously, We've got multiple packs that we can add to these figures. I mean, it's we're spoiled for army builders, and that's why I just don't even know. I wanted to talk about these. I wanted to get a good, like a good, I guess, I don't know, a good grasp maybe of where everybody was as far as what they wanted to army build or what they wanted it for, what they were going to use these for, what stuff they're really stoked about coming out. Like truly, that Viper, I was so happy to see with those extra hands. And I'm genuinely curious about the Mofex Stormtrooper. I know the Bondi Stormtrooper, the SHF Stormtrooper is going to be good. I don't know, man. It's gonna be like one of my rules for a long time was no $100 army builders. Basically, just saying don't get expensive army builders, get the $25, $20 variety, right? But when Mofex is making a stormtrooper, that's gonna be tough for me. It's gonna be hard to be like, okay, okay. But then I guess what's gonna be less tough is I'll be like, well, if I get an army of these stormtroopers, what can't I get? Maybe that'll help me a little bit. I do love this, guys, and I haven't heard too many people talking about him. This is, I think, the Recon. There you go, the Recon Core. Now, it looks very plain for sure, but it looks like another figure you could use in the city. And then where is, oh, there's the Arctic gear pack that we saw, or for the figure we were talking about before. Here's the Recon gear for that Recon Core soldier. And that's insane. Like I would probably get him and the Urban Commando a little bit. Just a few. So let's see where we're at with this star. Hard to make a true army force with tanks, planes, etc. How would anyone ever afford 2 dozen of each? As well as where would they put them? Hangar bays would be needed. Where would it end? It doesn't end, Star. That's the thing. It never ends. This stuff is too good to ever let it end. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I would be willing to bet you, and I don't know anybody for sure that's all about this or that has this. I don't know anybody personally that collects this stuff like I do, but I'd be willing to bet you there is somebody out there with like a warehouse, like a storage bin or something, some kind of storage locker somewhere that is temperature controlled with all kinds of this stuff in it. I don't know that person, but I'm confident they exist. And for them, it doesn't end because not only did they spend all the money on the stuff that goes in there, they're spending some money to keep it there. But yeah, I mean, that's a great point. You can't build a real army. There are now many dinosaur figure companies besides the Amber line, like Rebor and Namu Studios. Ghost Tab, do they make them in 112 scale? Because if they make them in 112 scale, that would be sweet. I know that most of what I've seen is more in 1/18th, and I know that's still big, but ooh, monsters, man, monsters. If I was trying to build a serious army, I'd have to regulate it to miniature gaming. Yep. Even then, it can quickly get out of hand. My Battletech past can testify to that. I can imagine that those would get crazy. Just seeing the shelves of painted ones that I've seen from people. For a few exceptions, I don't like to collect army building of the exact same figure. I try to get a figure that is slightly different than the other, like Mythic Legions. That makes sense. Now, so Ghost Tab, we were talking earlier about all the different options for, say, the Monster Force army builders and some of the Action Force army builders. Are you somebody that for those you might get multiples just because there's so many different ways you can set them up? Or do you truly want them to be different in the package? These are the things I'm curious about. Now let me head back here. While you're all trying to figure this stuff out, we've seen a bunch of those. Let's go find us some AWOC. Merrill, let's see. I'm looking for things that look like they're army builders. Deluxe Grimes. Dang it, man. It's obviously been far too long since I've been on here looking at these guys. Here we go. Oh, I forgot about this guy. Ah, the chameleon. So yeah, we've got army builders like these as well. And the one thing I wish AWOC would do, because we know they come with extra hands, but not everybody knows that. I wish in a shot like this they would show those extra hands. Just so when I'm talking about them, I can say, look, guys, an extra head, extra hands, accessories. This bad boy's a 7 out of 7. Then we've got now the one that we have to look at. It's gotta be here. Gotta be here. I mean, Thane should always be looked at because he's rad. But this is the one that was on the thumbnail. I love this figure. I've got to get a couple of them anyway. And I don't even have any use for it. But it is a Chunari Legionary. It is awesome. Like, it's a giant chimp in red armor. Like, how can you not enjoy that? So yeah, more army builders. And LBZ, I haven't seen his name pop up tonight, but he sent me something, and I'm sure some of you were on the live stream, where it's like a triceratops that's going to look like a Roman gladiator. I kind of, or not a gladiator, but like a Roman soldier, like with the big red thing going on and all the gold. Good Lord, me and words, that's just no good, is it? But yeah, like a Roman kind of an actual Praetorian, like the whole phalanx style and all that stuff. Like I'm really curious about that guy too. So we've got these. The Void. Ooh, ooh. Oh, I forgot about the Void. That guy's pretty sweet as well. Okay, now I want to jump into Transformers because they've even got army builders now for like the War for Cybertron line. And I know some people are into Transformers, the Hasbro stuff. And if I'm honest, the way I've been considering jumping back into Hasbro stuff is the Gamer Edition stuff. So I don't know yet. I don't know. Like what I'm really thinking is reactivate, but I'm not sure if there's going to be enough of that to worry about. So I'm considering the Gamer Edition stuff. But even Transformers, like if you want a robot army builder, you can get this guy, which is insane. I never thought I'd see the day when that would happen. And beyond that, let's see, we've talked about Chinari, we've talked about Monster Force, Action Force. We got the Transformer here. Now, I think we basically need to go to classified. Now, the first thing I want to show here, I know that these don't have extra hands, but remember when they came out, they were 90 bucks. I think they were either 90 or 100. I'm thinking they were 90 bucks. They're down to 69.99, which is the less than $25 a figure. And honestly, it's the dumbest thing, and I know people give me crap for it. But if they had extra hands, I would get this 2-pack and I would sell off these two Vipers and just keep that Viper Commander. But classified is loaded with troops and they're exciting. There's something that I would love to load up on just so, I mean, troops overall, just so I can get those shots. Like those shots are some of my favorite things to do. All right, let's see here. That recon guy could be easily the Cobra soldier or a Snake Eyes or Ninja. Oh, that's a good call, man. Yeah, Anton. You're right, though. I try to be different in the package, but if the conversion options has many options, I'll get two or three of the same. Got it, Ghost Tab. Yep. That makes total sense to me. Like if you're an inbox guy, then I can see wanting to just have a bunch of different inbox, like a bunch of different looks inbox. Like if you have an inbox collection, I wouldn't think you really need to army build. But if you're trying to build up an army or to take photos of them, well, hey, you're going to crack them open. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going. I'm thinking you don't necessarily need the boxes to be different if they kind of like what you just said, if they have enough options for swappable stuff. Let's see. The army of orcs would be really cool. Oh, and they've got, I wonder if they have those on BBTS. We might check those out here in a minute. A chimpanzee in armor, Planet of the Apes. Yep, a chimpanzee in armor, Planet of the Apes style. Yeah, that might be what I'm thinking when I'm looking at that stuff too. But yeah, obviously classified is loaded with this stuff. And there's something else. So if you don't have these Vipers and you want to get at least that Viper officer, then hey, 70 bucks and you can have the Viper officer. But right now, I'm wondering if this pack will even sell that well with the new Viper coming out. Speaking of, where is that thing? I will say I'm curious on here. One of the figures that I wouldn't mind loading up on is pretty much any version of the bat because I feel like they don't need to have a bunch of extra hands because they're big giant metal hands. So if they just drop their hands on top of your head, you lose, you know? And they've got all kinds of accessories. So the bats I kind of make an exception to the rule for. Now here we go. This is the figure that inspired me to even go with this topic tonight. And I likes it. I likes it a lot. See, there we go. We've got one Viper pointing. See, he's clearly in charge. We've got one Viper doing his platoon impression. And there, look at that, everybody. Look at that. Look at how amazing that is. All those extra hands for all kinds of extra stuff. You even have two options when it comes to the weapon. This thing's rad. This thing's sweet. The only thing I wish they'd done is, and I know they can't do this because it's the retro line and everything, I wish that they had included something else other than the stand. Like, I know that I see stands as cost savings for companies rather than value adds for consumers. But that seems to be me. It seems to be a minority opinion. Most people seem to really like stands. So, hey, I know that I can't mess with that. I just would prefer to see something else there other than a stand. But still, the loadout that he comes with is amazing. I love this figure. The only thing that would make him better is if he were a trooper with all this stuff instead of being, the Viper. Words are tricky for me tonight for whatever reason. I attempted to build up enough alien warriors in a nest with a queen and a various few others. At 112 scale, unless you have ample room and you're not married, I don't recommend trying it. Man, I'm not married and I'm not sure I'd try that. I mean, I would get a queen, but I'd probably get just a couple of the soldiers or like the regular ones too. Ghost Tab, I have a hard time to making my GI Joe to not fall, so a stand is welcomed any day of the week. I get that. I get that. You know what kind of probably colors my perception with stands as well is I don't even have them on display. So my figures are in drawers, so they don't stand all the time anyway. So what I do is I basically pull them out of the drawers, take the picture, and I was going to say put them right back, but let's be honest, eventually they find their way back to the drawer. That might change here very soon. We'll see. There's potential. There's potential stuff happening for Toypixx that I'm kind of excited about. So we shall see. But yeah, this is the figure that made me think about this topic tonight. And now, if we were to go to what else were we talking here? Trying, there was something else that we brought up that you guys brought up. Oh, that's right. Hang on, hang on. These guys. It wasn't them. This guy. I think was it. I think was it you, Anton, that brought up the orcs? Check this guy out. This is. Oh no, that's a statue. This isn't the one I was talking about. Hang on, hang on. We'll find it. It was a company that made it. It must be that it was a third party. Why am I blanking here, guys? Help me out. Oh, here's one. There's a red orc. Who's this? Okay, wait a sec. What's the company? Ah, Memory Toys, which is now Medi Toys. Memory Toys, look them up. Look up a Memory Toys orc, and you'll get this guy in green. And he looks pretty amazing. Yes, the bats are really cool. They are really promising. It's in the new GI Joe. Let's see, GI Joe Duke series. Prominent. Sci-Fi George. Amazon has that biker 3-pack for or Viper 3-pack for $50.39. Nice, guys. There you go. If anybody wants to load up on Vipers, head over to Amazon. That's a great deal. I had no idea. I even have an affiliate account there. I just haven't been paying my attention. Don't worry. I caught myself after reading that. I'm back, and that's another orc based off Warcraft. I figured that out because I accidentally clicked one that was an actual Warcraft thing, like McFarlane Toys having the license, except his was a statue. But yeah, these are, there you go, Anton. We've got orcs here for you. I don't know. Hold on. Let me go look. I didn't pay attention to the price. Okay, that's a pricey orc. And you've got a non refundable deposit. So, if you really want orcs, game on. He is cool. And most of the troop builders we've been talking about have been in the $25 to $40 range when you get them all their stuff. Oh yeah, that's a wicked googly. I love the look of that thing. That is a red orc. Okay, now GI Joe is totally in my head here. All right, guys, can you think of any other troop builders we should check out? And are you getting ideas for shots for your own photos or for how you want your collection to evolve? Because that's the craziness. That's the craziness that I'm constantly wondering about. Oh, and look at this. It says Memory Toys on the image, but it says Medi Toys up here. I wonder, okay, hold on. I'm going to click Medi Toys and see what else we've got. Oh, I didn't know they'd made these guys. Mr. G, the Prison King. That's a big gorilla. Yeah, that thing's awesome. And look at how angry. Look at that face down there. Ooh, build an army of those guys. I figured you'd be stoked, Anton. But yeah, look up Memory Toys Orc and look up Medi Toys Orc. You might be able to find something online for less than what I'm seeing for them on BBTS. Oh, Necromancer. I'm gonna guess this is more Warcraft stuff. This is the one that I think had the little green goblin looking guy. But not the green goblin, but you know what I mean. But I think it was, yeah, it was a combination pack that you might have had to get on 5K Toys. Or maybe Gundam It, I don't know. Yeah, that's the Necromancer I pre-ordered. He's awesome. Miss Cogsmith, did you get the one on, I think it was on 5K, that also came with a little green guy? Did you get the 2-pack with both of them, or did you just get the Necromancer? And holy crap, when I looked at him before, I didn't notice all the different hands. Like I noticed he had different pairs, but that's 7 different pairs of hands, plus the one he's got on him. That thing's crazy. Wow. All right. All right, guys. We're pretty close. We've got an hour and a half. There's not much I'm getting out of army building chats here, but I think we all know we need to load up on army builders for our crazy pictures. Now, I'm going to get going here in a sec, but before I do, remember that tomorrow is the last day to take pictures for the Patreon and the YouTube photo contest for October. The deal is Halloween. That's the theme. And there's a link to all the details in the video description below. I think it's the first link I put up. So it's pretty clearly labeled. So if you want to get in on the competition, go ahead, click that link, check it all out. And yeah, I think that's what we've got for tonight. So thanks as always to everybody for coming in and hanging out and chatting army builders. This stuff's always a blast. So until next time, have fun. Happy snapping. End stream. Also, see ya. Let's see, I'm pushing